Well, hi everyone. It's Brian Moreland, Benefits and Wellness Program Manager, and I'm here with Cheryl and Delicato to talk about health and well-being. We all know that it's important to live a healthy lifestyle, but we also know it's hard for many reasons. So, Cheryl, how have you been able to adopt and continue a healthy lifestyle?
Well, thank you, Brian. I thought about this question when you asked me, and I thought, why is it the way I am? How did I become me, so to speak? And I really reflected on my upbringing, and it started really with my dad. I recall he maintained a great garden. It was the envy of the neighborhood, of course, and the family. And doing so, us kids would assist with the garden from planting, hoeing, harvesting. And then when I got married, I wanted the same thing for our son Dominic. So we also planted a garden. I remember him saying one night, "Mama, what's for dinner?" And I said, "Well, let's go out to the garden and see what's ripe." So we had tomatoes and peppers and basil. He loved pesto on pasta. And then we also planted potatoes, which was like a little Easter egg hunt. And so I think it's that upbringing for myself and what I've tried to do for my family and just the meals that we've created. Also growing up there at the winery, as very young, Dad was a great role model, always walking in the vineyard and having that daily exercise. And so for myself, I love to exercise every day. And while we cannot choose our genetics, we definitely have significant influence over how we live. And it all starts with really what we put in our mouths, and making good choices and is essential first step.
Yeah, I love that. And I love hearing that it's really about personal choice, because a lot of the stuff that we do with Your Best Self really is about personal choice. And each of those 5 dimensions, career, social, financial, community, and physical, really comes down to making a conscious effort. So let's kind of talk about those 5. Which of those areas would you say comes most naturally to you, and why?
Well, I looked at that and I was like, oh my goodness, but I condensed 4 of those. So career and social, physical, and community dimensions. And I go back to my initial profession, which is a registered nurse. And I found fulfillment in helping people achieve better health, whether by encouraging post-surgery cardio or by choosing healthy meals for them while they were in the hospital, and getting them off to a great start so when they go home, they're on good footing. I also reflected on community. And for those of you that have been around for a while, you remember the Handcraft brand, which supported breast cancer research, awareness, and prevention. Several Delicato employees participated in my 60-mile walks, and they were for charity, and they still bring such a special place in my heart. So that's really what helps me every day kind of achieve those things, is being able to incorporate that exercise, that community, definitely my career. And I think that even kind of influences, who I am today. I'm always kind of, been called the mother hen. So that's that nursing background, I think, in me too. It just comes natural.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the neat part about your career choice. Really had that influence on so many others in a physical aspect to their physical well-being, but also taught you things about your own physical well-being. And then those different events, like you just said, had so much social and community involvement. What about financial well-being? What can you tell us about what you've experienced and learned there?
Well, growing up, we helped one another. It was my uncles, aunties, and cousins. We all lived within walking distance to the winery. So if there was something that you needed to borrow, you needed advice, there was always somebody there that was willing to help you. And I think about, what were some of the, not hardships or anything like that, because it never felt that way as a child. But we were a family of 5, my brothers, Michael and Frank, my mom and dad and myself. and we didn't have a standalone freezer. And so my Auntie Francie, she was the oldest of the 4 children. She said, "No problem. You can have a bottom shelf of my standalone freezer." So we, went ahead and did that. Mom would send us over with stacks of, whatever she would call it, ground round and steaks and things like that. And then my Aunt Francie also would buy bread, and she would sell loaves of bread to us for 35 cents. And it always made us kids nervous because she would make us count out the money. So if you gave her the quarter, she would say, "Now, what is that?" And you'd say 25 cents. And then she would say, "Well, what is this coin?" And you'd say, "It's a dime." And then she'd make you add it up. So, it's all those special memories that really made me the person that I am today, those humble beginnings, you might say.
Yeah, absolutely. And so those humble beginnings, how have those then transformed into your later life of being able to feel good about your financial well-being?
Well, my parents always taught us to, really a principle was to live within your means. And, always save for that rainy day, because that rainy day will come sooner or later. And, credit cards were something that were just starting to be used, like in, I'll say, my later teens. And when that happened, of course, that's easy. It's like all you have to do is give a card. But what they also instilled in us kids was every month pay off that bill. Don't live beyond your means. Pay off your bills, and you'll live a happier, healthier life by not stressing about how you're going to pay the next month bills, because they do come due, right?
They do. We know they do. Some months are faster than others.
Yes, that's for sure.
Well, thank you, Cheryl, for your openness on this. Let's keep in touch. Let's connect again, maybe a few more times this year, so that you can help all of us at Delicato continue to be on the right path and guide us in those right decisions.
I look forward to it, Brian. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Absolutely. So, Delicato employees, now let's turn the focus on you. Let's talk about your best self, where we were last year and what we're going to be doing this year. So last year, 2025, we had monthly employee videos where we were spotlighting those folks. In fact, we had over 40 employees in these videos, spotlighting those folks who were practicing good behaviors, offering tips and tricks that work for them. And the aim there was that you could adopt those into your lifestyle under those 5 components: career, financial, physical, social, and community. And so we're steering a little bit differently for 2026, continuing with the monthly employee videos, but this year spotlighting how-to videos to make it even easier for you to adopt those. We're gonna have a few communications coming out. Early March, you'll get a home mailer explaining the whole program. March 2nd will be the first email spotlighting the financial well-being and the financial advisors that are coming on site mid-March. So watch for that, and we'll see you again soon.